All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by my partner Josh Jones, Central High School, and of course the Creighton Blue Jays, three-time state champion at Central, and he will never let you forget it.
I won't, bro.
I just keep bringing it up. We are, of course, recording inside kind of a hopping, not quite nighttime.
I feel you.
There's some stuff happening down here.
It is.
Because it was harder to park today.
Yep.
There's something happening. I know there's a retirement party.
I seen a bunch of people in matching T-shirts.
Red shirts. I saw them.
I don't know what that was
I don't know what was
bro.
happening.
I
There's
wanted
always
to go up and look, but I was trying to get here.
There's always some stuff happening in downtown.
Yeah, for sure.
Omaha, the capital district.
Look at this, though. In 1 year at a time, the way that they rebuilt the Gene Leahy for the College World Series, man, smart move. You go down a little further.
Riverfront's nice down there.
Man, it's lit. Yeah,
they got roller skating.
I know.
Roller skating downtown.
I know. It's cool. You gonna do it, Phil?
Phil was out there biking today.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Biking today.
I'm on that.
On the blue bike.
Me too, bro. Me too, man. I might just go to Ozempic crowd.
I'm just, hey, man, if they would approve it, I'd take it. They won't approve it for me. I can get the Jardians, but I can't get no damn Ozempic. I know. Mangiano, whatever the hell. Give me something. It was brought to you, of course, by Bud Light. If you're on a diet, Bud Light makes sense when you're hanging out at the Let It Fly Sports Bar or wherever you are in the state of Nebraska or over in Council Bluffs. We don't discriminate. Easy drinking, easy buckets throughout the metro area, easy to drink and easy to enjoy. We always joke about how, elevated sports bar experience.
Yeah,
right?
That's facts.
So I was talking to somebody the other day, extremely excited about the West Omaha version opening up.
I know.
Because as he said to me, they ain't out here. He said, they ain't nothing out here.
Bro.
He goes, there's nothing out here.
Yeah,
we need some place to go.
Ain't shit out
He
here.
said, we need some place to go. I can't wait for it to open.
Yeah, no.
So, of course, look for that
nice,
as well.
Though. They got the stage at front. They got the pool. They got things that this place doesn't
have. But
well,
of course, it's West Omaha.
True.
Bougie.
Yeah, you go. That's right, yeah.
Little bougie out there.
It balances out.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about that. So check that out when that opens, of course, as well. Our guest this week is going to be Creighton freshman Jackson McAndrew, who, as we were talking off air, 6'9".
Yep.
Long wingspan, and no matter what you are, that's something you can't teach.
Now, if I am Coach Mac, I'm going to play him at the 4.
Yep, power forward.
Move him at the 3 sometimes if he can handle. And then guard the 5.
Well, right now he can't do any of that in terms of guarding. He got to get weight on him.
Yeah, I know.
He got to get weight on him. I'm not being real.
Yeah.
If you are
no doubt.
6'9", what is he, 170 something? Whatever he is in the Big East, he gonna get bigger. Right?
Yeah,
He's going to have to.
Yeah, I almost made a comparison that don't matter.
Well, think about Mason.
Yeah.
So Mason has gotten progressively bigger each year. And I think he's in his 4th or 5th year here.
But Mason's one of those guys where I feel like he got a strong core.
Yeah.
So, for him to be a little taller, he can, and he played the 3, so it was easier to guard.
He did. But there's times where Mason was playing the 4 when you had the injuries, and he was out there playing the 4. And basically, he was out there to shoot corner threes, right?
No
that's what he was out there
so
for.
It's a mismatch.
Yeah, so
you're right, though.
Jackson's going to get to that point where he's going to put on weight, and he's just going to get stronger.
Yeah. But I just want Creighton to get to an innovative part where 6'9" is a new 3. Or is a starting 4, but you can put him in at the 3, but guard the 5.
Well, nowadays, in basketball, we were talking that positionless basketball, right?
Yep.
So you can be a guy who is guarding a point guard. At the same time, you're dropping down and you're playing the 3 or the 4.
Right.
Because that's the kind of athletes you have nowadays.
Right.
And it's positionless,
Will we ever go back to the Stone Age of back to the basket, Shaquille O'Neal, George Mikan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Well, the closest, Wemby has some of that skill. Now, he can shoot the 3 and do all those things, but if you're as tall as he is, and you can do a little, Zach Edey obviously is somebody that can do that. But I think Wemby's got some of that in his game.
Okay.
How many times you see Wemby just have a guy on his back and quickly just turn real quick?
He shoot a jump hook over the left shoulder.
He'd do that little finger roll behind him too, where he basically touches the rim with his hand.
Right. If I was Wemby, I would just be trying to master my right shoulder jump hooks.
Yeah.
His left shoulder jump hooks is unstoppable, obviously.
You know who he needs to visit? You need to go Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale?
Go visit Kevin McHale.
Sure, yeah.
Kevin McHale on the ball, or Akeem Elijah. Akeem teaches.
Right.
Go visit, get a dream shake.
For sure.
Get that drop step that Kevin McHale had that was so great. But look, he's 19 or going on 20, and he's who he is.
He's the future.
He had a game this past season, where he scored 17 points in 30 seconds.
Hey.
It was crazy.
So it was a rumor out here, maybe it was just gossip, Give that man Trae Young, they going to the third round.
I don't think Trae Young is going to win anything ever.
What?
I think he shoots too. He's not consistent enough shooter. He literally can't play defense. He's a liability on the court every time you put him out there. He can't guard anybody. Plus, he turns the ball over and has a higher usage rate. I don't see him anywhere he is.
He wouldn't do that on the Pop.
Well, I don't think Pop would ever.
That's my only answer.
I think Pop would put him on the bench.
Yeah,
I think. Could he play a different game?
He would have a Zoom phone call. It'd be about 45 minutes, and it would be talking about style of basketball in San Antonio and how many championships you can win. Trae, you're in your 6th, 7th year or whatever that is. Come on, man, we got Wemby.
Right.
But, you think
that he would change his game. So
to
become Tony Parker.
Yes.
I just don't think that's who he is.
Tony Parker.
He's what we call when I was
Parker with a second option.
He's what we call when I was growing up a clicker. He always clicking.
I feel you.
From everywhere on the court. That's all he does. I don't know if he could ever change. And the defensive part is
no, he
doesn't even try.
He's small too.
I know he's small, but he got to try.
Right.
Well, all you ask for, coaches ask for all the time, right? Give me effort.
Yeah.
Give me effort.
No
and
doubt.
I don't know if he gives effort on the defensive side of the ball.
He's at a content spot in Atlanta where he felt like
he's a star.
Yeah.
The only star.
And I just think that he's one of those ones that'll be good in the trade package to shake the NBA up.
Yeah.
You put him with somebody like Wemby, lobs will be thrown. They have the highest dunk rate in the NBA. It'll be crazy.
They definitely need a true point guard there. There's no doubt.
But if not Trae, I'm sure there's other names I can think of if you give me a couple of
Even
minutes.
if you gave him a guy like a 4-year younger Mike Conley, that's the guy he needs. A guy who can hit some jumpers when you need him, is going to play good defense and can feed the post.
Yeah.
Can Trae feed the post? I don't even know if he can do that.
No, does he want to feed the post?
Okay, I'm just curious if he can.
Because in Oklahoma, I remember watching him. He would feed the post a lot in transition.
Yeah.
But he was the first option.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just trying to say San Antonio has been having the last years. I watched it even when Doug McDermott played with him. They stalled him out. Right. You give me a McDermott. Right. You give me somebody who can make the pick and roll go and stretch the floor with Wemby at the 1. And then give me a solid 4 that plays like a Pascal Siakam or somebody.
A guy who can get you 20 if you need him on a night.
From the 4.
Okay, yeah.
That's all.
Wemby's going to make everybody running better.
Right.
So wherever they put him there.
Think about it, Trae.
I just don't know if Trae could conform his game to that.
I respect it.
Yeah, it'd be tough. He's not shown me that yet, but maybe he's got a new second life or something like that.
Right.
NBA Finals kick off tonight, of course. We're taping on a Thursday. The game's going to happen, so we won't be obviously talking about game 1.
Who you got?
So I'm going to get to this. So Sunday here at the sports bar.
Yep.
Come on out, watch game 2.
Yep.
You got the Mavs, who are a considerable underdog. Matter of fact, they are in terms of the rankings of underdogs, they're the 3rd greatest underdog in the last 18 years.
Yeah, How about to say 17
so
like you?
At where they are. So they are underdogs. At the same time, about half the people out there in the media are picking them to win it all.
True.
It's like 9-8, 8-9.
And the reason why is because of that argumentative greatest backcourt.
Well, I think it's because, remember the argument of
in a modern day,
if you have the best player on the court, you're more likely to win the championship.
But if you got 2 best players.
And they have the best. So if you were going to draft, the first 2 players you draft are Luka and Kyrie. Mm-hmm. See, I don't know if I would. Overall, Tatum, I think I would take him over him.
He didn't get up out of there.
His defense, and it's funny about Tatum is that he's not flashy enough for people,
true.
Right? But in terms of being consistent, compare the numbers.
It's not even that.
Compare the numbers.
It's the market that he's in.
Because he's in Boston.
Yes. Do you know how?
I just don't think he's not flashy.
That brand of basketball, it's a little more methodical still. It's the same brand as always been. You just got better athletes. So you got a little more spread the floor. You got a little bit one-on-one because Tatum and Jalen can do that. And Drew Holiday can make stuff happen.
And Porzingis is back.
He'd be crazy with Wemby.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I don't. If you're asking me over the course of the last 5 years, do I want Jason Tatum or Kyrie? I'm taking Jason Tatum every day.
I'm taking Kyrie Irving.
Every day. I know Jason's going to play. He's going to play 75 games a year.
Lose. It's not. I don't think nobody wrong. But I'll tell you why I say I'm going to take Kyrie.
Okay. I'll tell you why I take Jason.
The reason why I would take Kyrie, because I just feel like with a guy like him, you just need to put him. It's all about matching him with the right person. And I think matching him with a guy like Luka, well, let me retract my statement real quick.
Right.
Am I taking him and he's in a situation like Dallas, or is it just Kyrie Irving and everything he ever went through?
Well, I'm taking it. I'm saying we're on the playground.
Just basketball for basketball.
And I'm picking basketball for basketball. Over the last 5 years, Kyrie Irving's missed 205 games.
All right, so if we talk about that, of course.
Over that amount of time, he has been either not played in a complete playoffs, or he's gotten hurt in the playoffs and gotten out. At the same time, Tatum's always playing.
Yeah.
And for the most part, the biggest weakness he has is his 3-point shooting.
That's true.
Everything else, he does pretty well.
I just feel like he's in the right system too. You know, I just think the Boston brand of basketball is.
Remember, this is 2 coaches. This is 3 coaches, actually. So you got Brad Stevens, the guy they brought in who slept with the chick, and then now the guy now, right? Yeah. So you got 3 coaches over the course of the last 4 years.
So that means it's been the players.
That's just 4 years.
That means it's been the players.
And I think the system is primarily built around Jason. So, hey, real quick, the food, our dish for the week is something that's really simple, but it is great here. The quesadilla.
Right.
3 or 4 people walked in. All with mouse quesadilla. Talk about how good they are. This is a chicken quesadilla. Right. We got a little bit of garnish on here. Yeah. We got a chicken quesadilla, which comes with guacamole, pico de gallo, sour cream, and some salsa.
That's it.
Now, out of those 4 things,
that's called for the
what
win.
do you put on there?
Me, I'm going to go guac, sour cream, and salsa. I'm
going to go guac. That's it. That's it, man. I love guacamole. I remember when I moved to Texas. I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that green stuff?
Yeah.
And about a week later, I was eating it all the time.
Right.
It just didn't look right to me.
Yeah.
This is good. So this has got, in the quesadilla, it's got onions in there, a little bit of bell pepper, roasted chicken, and cheese.
Okay.
2 kinds of cheese, it looks like.
I'm going to get it when we get off camera. I don't want y'all to.
That's fine.
I get down when I eat.
I understand. So anyway, when you come in, the food's great.
Yeah.
Quesadilla is this week's meal, and we'll post the picture up it as well. Real quick, this weekend, I mentioned you have Game 2 on Sunday.
Yep.
Come on out and check it out. And then Saturday, middle of the day, opening round of the UFL playoffs.
I know, man.
So you got Michigan versus Birmingham, which means Adrian Martinez.
Yep.
And then Sunday, 7 o'clock, same time as the baseball game, you have the other game, San Antonio and St. Louis. That is the first round of the UFL playoffs.
Hey, what's
You're looking
up
for some
with
football.
The Dan Hurley news, man?
We're going to get to that. So headlines.
Yeah.
Headline number 1, we're going to start with Nebraska football because they signed a 4-star running back. When Nebraska signs a 4-star running back that Alabama wanted as well, out of one of the most famous high schools in all of this country.
Yep.
Cardinal Ritter High School in St. Louis. They are a powerhouse. Basketball, football, they're a powerhouse. They went 14-0 last year. This kid rushed for over 1,400 yards on less than 200 carries.
So who did we
He's
get him?
6'1", 175.
Who did we get him over? Who is runner-up?
I told you Alabama's in there. The list of teams, Alabama is in there. He said he chose Nebraska because he thinks the opportunity is outstanding and he loved the family atmosphere he got when he visited here. I can only say what he said.
That's like talking about Michigan after Jim Harbaugh leaves. Like Alabama.
Because
they ain't the same.
Dude, they just brought in probably the 5th or 6th best coach in college football.
They ain't the same, man.
It's not like they went out and got like a bum. No. They went out a guy who played in the national championship as a coach to be their coach at Washington.
At Washington, yeah, that's cool, but they ain't gonna be the same. Talk to me when football season comes.
So they ain't gonna be the same. That means they're gonna win 10 games?
7.
Alabama?
Yes,
I will bet that right now. Alabama's not winning 7 games.
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll do that. Alabama's not winning 7 games. Because first of all, they play 4 non-conference games that they're winning.
Yeah.
That they're winning.
Right.
I don't know if Vanderbilt's on the schedule this week, but they might be.
They will.
There's enough teams. They'll win more than 7. So just the last final ones he picked over were Arizona State, Arkansas, and Nebraska. Those were the final 3 that he picked over.
Okay.
So, but Alabama recruited him. I know that because that was in here.
I feel that though. Yeah. I feel that though.
Yeah, he was in there.
I just feel like when it comes to
he committed to Arkansas at one point.
You know, the Huskers, man.
Yeah.
As a Husker fan, like I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid.
6'1", 175. You don't have to. I'm putting in there when they get a 4-star running back.
Now he nice. You got to.
You got to talk about him in headlines.
I respect that.
Headline number 2, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And by the way, by the time this comes out on Friday, it may be dead already. But Dan Hurley rumors be going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right? So you got a guy who just back-to-back national champions, is a great college basketball coach. Question number 1. Do you leave a job at a top college basketball program to go to a old, broken down Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron who won't be there more than 2 more years? Yeah.
Yeah. I will probably keep it real. There's 2 things. So this is a pro. as an NBA coach, it's always a thing where even if they don't keep you the whole year, money guaranteed.
Oh, he's going to get a ton of money.
For sure.
He's going to get a big contract, big bag.
Before I answer the question, also I want to say is it goes to show that LA is kind of thinking about them more than thinking about LeBron.
They're thinking about the future.
Yes,
about the future.
Without LeBron James.
About the future. Yep.
For Coach Hurley, also I want to say that, man, it's very complimentary to show what type of coach he is and shine that light on the Big East of the pool of talent from coaching that we actually got in there.
Yeah. The question is,
to answer the question, I probably wouldn't leave not just because of the scenario with LeBron and all that. It's different coaching pro and coaching. Ask Coach Cal. You know, like
I was going to give you a list so that you could take a list of coaches that were extremely competitive.
Apples and oranges.
Rick Pitino.
Right.
Rick Pitino was incredibly successful.
Right.
Providence, Kentucky, wherever else.
Right.
Goes to Boston. Obviously doesn't work out.
It ain't the same. And a lot of it is because, like, the passion that you coaching with, these guys are.
They don't want to hear all that.
Nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
They don't want to hear all that.
Yeah, right.
They don't want to hear all that. So that's one question. The other question is can you be effective as a guy who coaches, 40 games a year, right, in college?
Right.
Obviously, you have a lot of pull over what those guys do in terms of their playing time and everything else, opposed to now a guy who makes 10 times as much as you playing on the court as a pro.
Right.
Like, can that be effective? Can you take a college coach, no matter how good he is, and he be effective in the NBA?
Yeah, if you put him as a head assistant, or if you get a legendary retired coach to be your counsel,
your second guy,
or if your GM is navigating you the whole time and saying, "Hey, no matter what go on, this is my guy."
This is my guy.
Now I say this to you, Phil.
Ben Stevens, by the way, that's
my new deal at UConn about to be triple.
They're going to give him a bonus.
I would say watch
they're going to give him a raise.
Watch Sports Center.
Stevens from Boston is your best example of a guy to go from college at Butler and have success.
He's the only example.
He didn't win a championship, but he had success. Now, there's guys from the past.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys older that used to happen a lot.
Think of Brad Stevens.
Where you would go from
after that Butler game, bro. He went to Boston and it was over.
And, I mean, they went to the finals. They lost. Wait a minute. They lost to the Lakers. What was it they lost to Lakers? I'm talking about the NBA. They lost to the Lakers in the finals.
That was 2010.
Brad Stevens, right?
That was 2010.
He didn't make the finals with them?
The East Finals.
Oh,
East Finals.
He didn't. Who was coaching when they lost to Lakers?
Let's Google that. I don't even know. I can't even front.
Yeah. Because they've been in the finals, like 6 times in the last 12 years or something? Well, I can just put Brad Stevens. It'll give me his wiki, and I can just
I don't know who the
wiki.
coach was, though.
Oh, for that one? Yeah. Who?
Yeah, before he bounced. But I'm talking about back then against Kobe.
Oh, yeah, that year, the year that the Lakers beat them.
Yeah.
And to take the 16th title, to tie them and go past them. So he was with first in the Atlantic, lost in the conference finals, lost in the first round. Nope. Lost in the first round. Lost in the first round. 2016, 2017 conference finals.
Yeah.
2017, 2018 conference finals. Okay, you can't say that he hasn't been. He didn't make the finals, but that's pretty successful.
Success.
Yeah.
That's
and
success.
Then he had the conference semifinals again.
That's like Mark Jackson. All right, give me Steve Kerr. I win it all.
And then the conference.
He handed them off.
3 conference finals, 1 conference semifinals.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
at the end of the day,
compared to like Calipari or compared to Rick Pitino or those guys,
so look,
obviously had more success.
Everybody you name is legendary.
Sure.
You know,
in college.
But the NBA ain't for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
And the only reason why I respect Harbaugh is because he was up from a different upbringing.
And he already was in the pros.
That's what I was about to say.
Stanford, San Francisco.
Exactly.
Here's the big question with them when you look at him is it worth it to you to get that bag? Because no matter what happens to him at the Lakers, he's going to walk away with generational money.
Guaranteed.
Generational money.
Yes, sir.
So is it worth it?
Because
I always remind people this because we talk a lot about money.
Right.
There's a certain amount of pride that you want to win. You want to succeed.
Yes.
So somebody's just not going to be satisfied with making a bunch of money. They want to win. And they want to win.
Yeah. Only
your legacy-wise.
Unless he pull a Coach Altman, leave and come back.
That's true.
Coach Altman did it.
Yeah, I mean, go to the pros and come back though. And you could because that's what Pitino did
for sure.
Right, Calipari. I mean, you have guys who can leave, go.
But I like him at UConn though. I like him competing against Creighton. I like him against St. John's.
I know. I like him at UConn too.
You know, outside of the Blue Jays, that holds so much value and weight to the conference.
But UConn has won titles with people. I mean,
Kevin
they won
Ollie.
with Kevin Holly. Yeah. So it shows what they are.
It's a program.
As a program. Yeah, it's a program.
Facts.
Coach is big, but it's a program. Third headline. Are you okay with the way WNBA players are treating Caitlin Clark.
Yes. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's pro. It's pro basketball.
It's pro basketball. Hell, it's basketball. Forget pro.
Yeah,
it's basketball.
Now, what I'm not okay with is I haven't did enough searching because I'll be looking.
Yeah.
What are teammates doing when they doing her like that?
Well, they're also picking her up full court. Right? So they're picking her up full court thinking we're going to get in your head. What are you going to do? Come set picks, right? Come set a pick.
First of all,
come set a pick.
She should have knew that was coming.
Well, she knows.
If I'm killing everybody, but
she's not complaining. It's everybody else complaining.
Yeah, she complaining to the refs.
Well, I mean to the refs, but I meant in the media. I meant in the media. Look, Luka complains all the time. I'm talking about in the media. She's not going, hey, they're mistreating me.
Well, that's
right?
just called a good team. She really tweaking, but she probably ain't giving it to the media. It's really gonna make her better.
It is a bad team.
At the end of the day, I think it'll make her better than Diana Taurasi. Yes, I think so.
I mean, she can shoot better than Diana Taurasi.
You ever think
one of the greatest leaders of all time.
You ever think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar record would get broke by LeBron James? No, you didn't.
Well, if you told me that LeBron in his, say, 8th year would play 20 years, I'd have gone, well, maybe. If he played 20, that's a long time.
I think Caitlin Clark is that good.
Remember when
I just think she's on a bad team.
They're horrible.
Switch her put her on New York.
She plays Friday night against the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
They're the second worst team. Whoever they're playing is over.
I'm trying to compare her story to somebody on the men's side of basketball that was in her scenario and started eating once she got up out of there.
She's a little bit like Steph. Yeah, right.
I mean, Kobe Bryant.
Well, it's not just NBA. All of this class of the WNBA. Remember, you saw what happened to what's the girl from LSU? She got clotheslined.
True.
Right? And they kicked that girl out of the game. But so all the rookies are getting bumped around.
Another question is this. If it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, would it be a thing of a topic? No. But since they've been
bringing more attention, sure.
No, they bringing more attention. I feel like.
Well, I think she does because, I mean, obviously, why she brings more attention. She just does.
Respect.
I mean,
Stephen A. addressed that perfectly.
You can do whatever you want if you're Angel Reese, and you're not going to ever get the amount of attention in America that Caitlin Clark. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
you're right.
Look at the population.
I'm following you.
Look at the population.
I'm following you. I'm following you.
And by the way, there are more men that watch the WNBA in terms of the ratings.
I ordered it.
More men watch it, right?
Yeah,
and what do men like? Men like physical basketball.
For sure.
Right? Especially people old my age, because that's what we grew up with. So I don't think they have a problem with the way she's getting treated.
It's been for years.
But it's some of the media people who are complaining about it.
There's 3 things that I think to get the ratings up.
They need a good rivalry.
Yep. I'm about to say one, a good rivalry, the physicality, and athletic high-scoring games. You put those 3 things in.
Right.
Because think about, I remember watching the Sparks in 1997, 98.
Yeah.
And I just remember, I was like, Mom, dang, the NBA, the girls got an NBA too?
Yeah, that's Lisa Leslie, right?
Yeah, and they were doing like finger rolls, and it was slower and stuff like that.
But what they play 48 minutes?
What
do they play?
I couldn't tell you that.
They don't play 15-minute quarters, right?
I just remember watching
They play 12-minute quarters?
And I remember I wasn't as interested.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because like the connotation of people around me didn't talk about it.
Sure.
I mean, you come to school on Monday and you talk about WWF. You talk about Kobe Bryant and the Lakers and Michael Jordan and all that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, that whole group like that, man, like they got attention.
Right.
I think they should keep putting up full court, but their teammates got to step up.
Come set a screen. If I'm picking you up, I want you to be standing here and blindside screen me. Say blindside screen the hell out of that person. They won't be screening this. They won't be checking you as hard. We got to take a break because Jackson McAndrew is standing by. The freshman, 6'9" freshman out of Minneapolis, joining us next here on Let It Fly Show.
On a Sunday, gotta go. I forgot the sausage. You guys ready to eat? There you go. On a Sunday.
All right, welcome back to Let It Fly Show. We are joined by Jackson McAndrew, the freshman, 6'9" out of Minneapolis for Creighton Blue Jays. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you taking the time. You're in town, in class, in dorms, getting your work on.
Yep. Yeah. Right away. Got into it right away. It's been great so far.
I like the humble confidence, bro.
Yeah.
Keep that. You're going to need that in the Big East for sure, man.
For sure.
So tell me, I just want to get right to it. Mm-hmm. You from Minnesota. Why you didn't stay home?
Hold on. How much did the Gophers recruit you? Because they do not recruit in-state very well.
Yeah, just explain all that to us.
So they first started recruiting me like during my sophomore AAU season, 16s.
Yeah. Okay.
So it went on for a little bit then.
Was you 6'9"?
Nah, I was probably like 6'7".
I'm trying to like give him some reason.
6'7".
Like, okay.
Yeah, so they started recruiting me then. I wanted to visit. I actually really liked it. Really liked the coaching staff too. Like Johnson, I think he's doing a great job there.
Yep.
And then like in the fall, it just kind of started like they just kind of stopped talking to me.
Dang.
Really? Yeah, and a lot of other schools started coming in. Like Creighton came that year, Wisconsin, all of them, and then ultimately they just stopped talking to me.
Yeah.
They never even offered me.
All right.
That's so strange. So when Creighton comes on board, what were some of the things initially that you went, okay, I like that? Before you committed, what was some of the stuff you liked?
Right. Well, I mean, I'd watched them in the past, so I kind of knew a good amount about them.
Yeah.
Their play style was one thing that attracted me a lot. Just their pace, their spacing. Obviously, shoot a lot of threes.
For sure.
Obviously, they've been a really good program for a long time. Had guys go to the league, too, from there. And, so my dad actually played under Mac. At North Dakota. It was his
I knew it was about to be something like
way
that.
back there.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's what's up.
So
It's like his second job.
I'm about to say Wayne State, but
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, so from that too.
That's
like, when I
tight
started-
though. Like it just hit me, bro.
That
My son is
relationship.
5. Like I can imagine if my coach that coached me coached my son.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That means Mac is old.
Old or a good ass coach. Or both.
Very true, very true.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Who was it out of the assistants that you first developed a good relationship with?
It was first off. Oh, it was Coach Huss. That was the first
Huss.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, he's at High Point right now. That's what's up.
It was him and then Miller, JC too.
Yep.
I mean,
LSU.
all of them at the end. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's up with like your position? I know you 6'9". We were kind of talking about basketball has evolved so much. People in your position play the 2 and play the 3. What does Creighton see you playing versus what do you see yourself wanting to either grow into to play or trying to show and prove that you can play that also?
Well, for me personally, I have the confidence. I like to do my best, obviously, to work on my all-around game, and so I mean, I feel like I could play anywhere and develop into any position really.
Right.
Probably 2 through 4.
Yep.
Obviously, gotta work on a lot of things, and then we're right now like more at the 4.
Okay.
Go to the 3 too a little bit.
The 3.
Just like combo forward type. Yeah.
I was told him that. I said, man, it'd be nice for Creighton because it's rare that we got a guy that can play a combo 3-4 where he can probably primarily play the 4, but you can remove him to the 3 in the lineup and still be a bigger lineup and then have another 4.
Another 4 in there.
Man, that'd be tough to guard, bro.
And what I said was how much weight they want you to put on.
Right.
If you're playing the 4 in the Big East.
Yeah, he did say
You
that.
gotta obviously get a lot
For
stronger.
sure.
That's been
Yeah,
the
you
main
do.
thing.
You do.
Yeah.
Getting in with Jeremy, getting in the weight room a lot, and then just, put on as much. They don't really got a number. It's
No
kind of
target
just,
weight?
It's just
Yeah,
kind of like,
I didn't want to put that out there anyway to the haters.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't want to
it's
do
just
that.
more
Yeah.
like right now I'm at like 215.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of just more like that finding that spot where like I'm still explosive.
Yep.
Like fast, but also
Yeah,
strong.
no
So just kinda
doubt.
finding
Yeah,
that spot
Jeremy
right
is
now.
one of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And more than getting stronger and putting on weight, the guy's endurance changed as soon as he came in. I mean, if you remember, they had a team that struggled down the clutch. The next year, all of a sudden, they were better clutch-wise.
Yeah.
100%. What like kind of? I know people read the blogs and watch the vlogs, see some tape on you and all that. Describe your game to the people.
Well, I think I'm a very versatile player. Obviously, shooting is probably my main thing, like my calling card, right? But I also can handle it. I feel like I rebound good for my position. I feel like I see the floor really well, have a good IQ, play make a little bit. I feel like I just, take pride in doing everything. And
No doubt.
Being a hustle guy too.
For sure.
Do whatever you need to win.
Who was somebody in the years leading up to you committing that you kind of was like, okay, I can see myself like him, or somebody you modeled yourself after as a player who was on the roster? Either now that's here or not here.
Yeah, so I like watching, obviously, Doug McDermott.
Yep, that was my teammate.
Yeah. So
Killer.
Watched a lot of him. And just taking things from guys like Baylor, obviously, but I watched him more lately.
Yep.
And just taking things from him, from Trey, like anyone really I can find, and off that too, just people in the league, other guys in college that I like to watch too.
Okay.
Just taking parts of their games and trying to get it in the mind.
Anybody in the league that you model your game after?
Yeah, I would say. I've been a huge KD fan for
Respect.
like my whole life, so probably a lot of him.
A lot of people go to him.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I like watching Tatum too.
Yeah.
And then there's one more too. even like, I mean, I'm from Minnesota, so I love watching Ant.
Sure.
Right?
Ant-Man. Yeah.
He's probably my favorite player right now. So watching his game too. But there's not really a specific player, like I said, that I try to like really, like get my game just like his.
Yeah, but
I try
you
to
take sentiments from
him.
right. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right.
Jackson McAndrew joining us here on Let It Fly Show. You know who he shoots like? Ryan's brother.
Mike?
Yep. Oh, I watch him too.
That's who he shoots like.
Okay.
He does, because it gets out of his hands
get
so
it off quick.
It gets out of his
Mike
hands
get
so
it off
quick.
quick.
They call it, if you read any review of you, it says pure shooter.
Yeah.
When did were you that from day one, or just putting in the time? How long did it take you to get to where you are, as they define you as a pure shooter?
I would say just over time. A lot of reps, obviously, a lot of work on that. I think probably once I got to around 16 is when I first started
For sure.
being like a knockdown shooter.
Yeah.
Just growing off that since.
Yeah.
You know he's the highest recruit in Creighton history. Did you know that? Highest ranked?
I did hear that,
The
yeah.
highest ranked recruit in Creighton history.
I never knew that, bro.
Yep.
Respect. 100%. Yeah, for sure. What about, kind of talk about recruiting, talk about Howard Pulley, who were some of the teammates that you had on your squad.
Yeah.
Where are they going or stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll start with Daniel Freitag. I mean, he's like a best friend of mine. I mean, we started playing together a long time ago. He's going to Wisconsin.
Yep.
That was also another place.
Yeah, I'm about to say, why you didn't go there?
I think, honestly, I love everything about them. Love the coaching staff, too. And it just came down to, I think, for me, play style was just huge. I felt like that
Creighton
would help
get up and down.
That fit my game.
Because Wisconsin, man, they love the four.
Yeah.
Right?
The four.
No matter who they recruit,
Yeah.
the four is a guy.
Still too cold there.
Yeah, I feel you. But anyway, who else on your summer team?
Yeah, so him, Daniel, and then Jack Robinson also going to Wisconsin.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. And then Andy Stefano as the point guard. He going to NDSU. I got some, and I don't know if you guys know Isaiah Johnson. He used to play with us. He didn't play with us 17s. He's going to Miami though.
Yep.
And then we also had a couple guys that are going prep school.
They probably gonna go bigger.
Yeah.
You guys are loaded. Damn, yeah. What about other sports playing growing up?
I didn't play. It was only basketball in high school.
Really?
I played football and baseball, like leading up to that, but
Yeah,
like eighth
just
grade,
grew
kind
out of football.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, figuratively and literally, right?
No. Tell us walk us through that 3-pointer you hit, overtime, finals,
Back to
against
back?
Park
You back to
Center.
back?
They won. You guys won, but what was the second one? I think you hit the 3-pointer, right?
I had
In overtime?
It was overtime.
give us the
scenario,
Don't
yeah.
tell us.
Okay, I'll give you
I'm
those.
an illustrator, so
Right. It was a close game all the way through. We was kind of down a little bit, and then we came back, and then it got to the point. We went to overtime.
Word.
Right, and then
Y'all came back or they came back?
No, we came back.
Okay.
It wasn't that big, but like it was kind of trailing a little
I
bit.
feel you. Yeah.
Actually, we went up at half, but then we trailed in the second half. But then overtime, right? I think I hit a 3 to start off. No, I had and 1 to start off.
Dang.
And then
That was lit.
a couple possessions later, I took it full court, hit it with a little like tween behind, Euro finish.
Yeah.
And then possession after that, it was like a pull-up 3 in transition that hit, and that kind of sealed it right there.
That's tight.
Yep.
Man, what you average in high school?
This year was like 25.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, was it that so there's two ways to average 25. One is like you get all the shots up, or another you just really fishing when you shoot them.
No, I took pride in being a great teammate as well.
Yeah.
So I knew in order to if we wanted to get to
Win
where we
it
wanted
all?
to get to,
Yeah.
we didn't end up winning, but we lost twice a year. But I knew I had to be obviously a great teammate, leader. I had to play make well.
Yeah.
Because we had other guys on our team that are good. Like I can trust them. So it was efficient shots. Like I did get a good amount, but it was also efficient.
There was somebody else we talked to. I forgot who it was. They gave us an answer. The question was, who's the best player to ever come out of Minnesota?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, you could go so many ways. Obviously, we just had Chet and Jalen go top 5 not too long ago.
Facts.
Yeah.
Tyus and Trey also, they're both Tyus.
Somebody said Tyus Jones.
I would probably say Tyus Jones.
Defensively.
Man, what made him so tough?
He was just, I mean, high school, he could do everything.
Dang.
Him and Trey could both do everything, and then just, obviously, you see what he's doing in the league, and see
Yeah.
what he's doing in college.
Yeah.
I think you'd probably have to go him. And he's someone else I really look up to. I mean, I played so before Howard Pulley, like leading up to those years, it was Team Tyus.
Team Tyus. Yep, I know about that.
Went into Howard Pulley.
For sure.
So obviously he's been like a big mentor for me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'd probably say him.
All right, yeah.
Jackson McAndrew joining us here on the Let It Fly show, freshman for Creighton. So give me your freshman goals? Like, what have you said, if you've said any? And then after that, kind of give us your overall goals while you're here at Creighton.
Yeah, as a freshman, I think just really proving myself right away is big. You know, earning my time on the floor, and then just honestly go from there. I haven't really set out specific things for me to hit, but I think the main thing is just go out, work hard, prove myself to everyone, show what I can do, and then overall is just a win, honestly, at Creighton.
Yeah.
Get as best as I can.
Yeah.
And just obviously work and win.
The new connotation of Creighton is like Sweet
Elite
16,
yeah,
Elite 8.
Exactly. You gotta get there. I mean,
so what do you think about boom? Michael dropped me the information that one of the higher recruited players in Creighton history, right? What's the expectation? I think about guys that come back from last year: Jason Green, Isaac Trout, Fred King coming back. Caulk is Caulk, you know. But like with the rotation like that or whatever, have you had a chance to work out with guys yet? I know you just touched down on campus, but have you got to get in the gym with the 3s and the 4s or just with the team in general? Yeah,
we've had 3 practices so far, just as a team as a whole.
For sure.
So it's been good to see everyone and see what everyone can do. Obviously, you got the proven guys, and then I feel like there's also a lot of ways like it could go. Like there's a lot of stuff to be proven. For sure. So
You think you could work your way into the starting lineup?
Oh, I forgot about Mason Miller.
Mason?
Yeah, I forgot. My bad. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to work too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, still a lot to be proven, but yeah.
There's a lot of buckets that need to be getting.
It is.
Baylor left with a whole bunch of buckets.
He did. At the end of the day, man, it come down to winning.
Exactly.
One thing I know about Coach Mack, I inherited him as a coach because I played for Coach Altman, and he took over. He want to win at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And even more now than before. Before, when it wasn't like NIL or so microwavable basketball players, get it while it's hot, it was like you would stick with a guy, you'll grind it out, and you do what you can. Now it's like, sup? Like,
next guy.
I'm excited for you with your confidence, your momentum coming out of high school, and now that you're touching down on campus where Creighton is now, because the way you talking, you actually have an opportunity to be the next guy. You know, so I personally think, just as, you know, I'm in the basketball fraternity with you since I'm a graduate, if you just keep that confidence, man, the sky's the limit.
Sure.
You just never know where it's going to be.
Who's the best scorer right now? 3 practices, just off the flush, best scorer.
That you seen, not
seen
about
on your
what,
team.
Since you got in the gym, was like, man, he different. I didn't know he was like that. And seeing him in person.
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, I would say that's pretty open too. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys that can score. Obviously, Steven can score, Caulk can score.
Sure.
Mason. Like I feel like everyone. Like I don't think there's a clear cut.
Okay.
Like,
ain't it crazy how you get to this team and you recognize how everybody can shoot?
Yeah, everyone can shoot. Everyone's talented.
That's what the balance. You know, how many times last year did Alexander lead them, Kalkbrenner, Baylor? I mean, they just Steven.
You made the right choice, man.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Tell me when you first had your NBA dream. How old were you when you said, "Mom, I'm playing NBA"?
Yeah, I mean that's been a goal ever since I picked up a basketball. Obviously,
I can feel
NBA,
it too,
right? And then I think it really started to hit me like it's probably 16 years, just off people feedback and just confidence and just like, you know, this could really be a thing for me, and I just obviously got to work for it. But
what's the genetics? How tall is your mom and dad, or how did you get to be 6'9"? Who in your family is tall, or this is just something that God bless you with?
Yeah, my dad's tall. He's probably like 6'7", 6'8".
Okay.
Yeah, my mom's probably like 5'8".
Okay. Oh yeah. So you was destined. Are you? Were you somebody who, when you played basketball, you went hard, you were maybe a little more advanced or a more baller's life more than others, and then you were a kid on the court, or were you just all about basketball?
Yeah. No. I mean, I always loved basketball and I always spent a lot of time on that. But I also was. Like a kid too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Because you talk to some, some kids, man. Like I remember, I watched an interview. I had the privilege of coaching against the Thompson twins. With the Creighton alumni team in the TBT in 22.
Right.
We won. It was amazing watching them play with my 2 eyes. Never seen nobody jump that high in my life. I swear to you. But they get drafted, and I watch a special on them. Like on a commercial or something like that, or leading up to them going 4th and 5th. And they wrote down what they want to do and they were locked in.
Right,
and sometimes I got a son, he's 5 years old, and sometimes it's good to hear up and coming talent like yourself hearing your story and wondering, are you just all locked in, or were you a kid too? And like, you know, what did it take for you to make it to where you at today?
Yeah.
You know, even though I played, I mean, like, I want my son to have his own path, but I take something from anybody and everybody, even yourself.
Yep. Sure, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep. So my last question is, when you made your announcement, you made it on 24/7 online, right? You got your mom, dad, and your brother there. Can you kind of walk us through how that process was? Why did you choose to do it that way?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously want to do it with my family. I mean, they've been the best. Like,
Yeah,
mom
for
and
sure.
dad, brother, all of them.
No pressure saying, Creighton, or was this all you, or was it a family decision?
The decision was mine.
Okay.
I obviously had a lot of guidance from them on what their thoughts were too, and
Right.
they kind of agreed the same thing. But yeah, 247 reached out to me. I thought it'd be a good idea to do it. I had like a lot of friends and family, coaches, mentors all there too, behind the camera.
No doubt.
It was great to do it that way.
And I'm assuming the coaches at Creighton already knew, or did they find out at that moment? Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you kind of held
like
it.
a little before.
They knew like a couple days before.
For sure. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, look, man, good luck. Man, we going to be talking to you again.
Oh, for sure.
One way or another, no matter
no doubt.
what goes on, man.
No doubt.
Nice to meet you, bro, and I can't wait.
For sure. Appreciate
Good luck.
you both.
Stay healthy.
Thank
Appreciate it. Jackson McAndrew. All right, welcome back. We appreciate Jackson McAndrew coming on with us.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, there's nothing in basketball as impressive as length.
I
True
agree. You
length.
can't teach 6'9".
You can't teach 6'9" or like 86-inch wingspan or something like that.
Yeah, right.
You just can't. And I was watching. What were they at? They were doing a draft preview, and they were going all over all these people. This one guy had like a 9'6" wingspan. I'm like, how
That's
is that?
impossible,
That's not
bro.
even human.
I know.
Well, he's 7'5" with like a 9'6"
We need to
wingspan.
do the research on Wembanyama's wingspan.
I think isn't it 90 inches?
Dang.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let's look. I'll look it up. But I remember when they were talking about him, and they said that he can stand basically on his tiptoes and just grab the rim.
I remember what we were talking about off camera, like shock value things Gilbert Arenas says.
Yeah.
I know. I think they were talking about like Kyrie Irving being the most gifted player ever. Somebody on the couch said Michael Jordan. I think that was Rashad McCants. I think that was him. Somebody else was like Wemby because of what he looked like. But for me, when we talking about what's gifted mean to you?
I think athleticism. So like if you ask me who's the most athletic player to ever play in the NBA, I would tell you it's Wilt Chamberlain.
So if I said most gifted, you would say the same thing?
I probably would say Wilt Chamberlain only because of everything. Like Wilt Chamberlain at 50 was one of the best sand volleyball players in the world.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right.
I seen the documentary.
He was a track and field star where he high jumped.
Right.
Crazy
I know,
numbers.
that's crazy,
So I mean, gifted wise. Now, if you're just talking about pure basketball skills,
when you use the word
that's
vaguely,
hard to say.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like most gifted could probably be like either Michael Jordan or a Wembanyama.
Part of Jordan's gift was his work ethic.
Yeah.
So I don't know
gift.
if he was the most physically gifted,
No.
but he worked harder and believed he was greater than you.
Right.
Right? And they've been probably more gifted basketball players who did not succeed because they didn't have that. They didn't have.
Maybe he was talking about his handle.
Here's what I say about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the best finisher at the rim with both hands that I've seen. I mean, you got to go all the way back to like Tiny Archibald in the 70s,
for sure.
who could finish in traffic somehow as a small guy.
Yeah.
Isaiah could finish in traffic. And, of course, there's bigger guys.
Steph is like top 5.
And there's bigger guys.
But
who
nobody
could, Steph's
finished like
6'3",
Kyrie.
right? And people always think about Steph being short. He's taller than most of these guards I'm talking about right now. But in terms of finishing at the rim in the last 25 years, I think it's Kyrie Irving.
That's a gift.
And you talk about handle. He's got Globetrotter can't handle.
I agree.
He's got Curly Neal handle.
I agree.
All of that. Now, if there's a drawback to his game, is there times where he does settle too much for mid-range. Yeah. And I'm old. I love mid-range.
Debate the move.
I love mid-range.
That's my thing.
I think he shot, remember correctly, so far in the playoffs, he's like 47% from mid-range. That's pretty darn good, right? Bro. If you're close to 50 from mid-range. But in general, math-wise, you're going to lose out
For sure.
if you're shooting the majority of those shots, whereas your opponents are shooting more threes.
I don't know who's the most gifted. I mean, I think about
There's been a lot of great basketball players over the years.
Man, I mean,
yeah, there's a guys. If we go way back, like obviously Dr.
Shaq?
J was incredibly gifted.
Yeah.
Dr. J did things long. And see, the funny part about Dr. J is that, and even me being 55 this month, I remember Doc starting in like 77. So that's once he's in the NBA.
Right.
I didn't watch Doc play in the ABA when he was at his peak.
Yeah,
like you're
prime.
talking 22 through 26, 27.
Right.
That's when Doc was. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I feel like, I got a question. This just came to my mind.
Yeah.
Clyde the Glide, Dr. J. Who more athletic?
Well, I think Doc was more athletic than Clyde. Clyde was incredibly athletic.
Yeah.
Clyde wasn't the most athletic player on his college team.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so Clyde was very athletic. But Benny, Anders, dude, Benny Anders would dunk on you from like, it was like he was leaving from the logo, man. It was crazy. That dude was an incredible athlete. So there's been a lot of great athletes.
Yeah.
So you can go back, go way back, and you got guys like that played with Doc at the Rucker, right? Guys that were just Earl Manigat, who they claim that Manigat could go and
Kirkland,
take stuff off the top of the backboard.
Yeah. You watched the movie The GOAT?
I watched it, yes.
That was
but there's
cool.
There's a book called it's by Pete Axelm. It's about city players in New York, like the greatest playground legend players of all time.
Wow.
And he's in there, and there's a whole bunch of, and Dr. J is in there because he wasn't just obviously played in the NBA, but he was still a playground legend because he'd go to the Rucker and he'd play. But Connie Hawkins, I mean, they were Earl the Pearl Monroe. Yeah. I mean, they were guys that were incredibly gifted that we didn't have a chance to watch because it's so long ago.
Man.
But if you're talking about nowadays in terms of gifted, why wouldn't you say LeBron?
Man. Right.
Because LeBron is a legit 6'8",
right,
working on 6'9".
Yeah.
He's a legit 260. He runs as fast as anybody down the court in his prime as anybody ever.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty gifted.
This is random. I feel like, even though it doesn't look like, did you know Luka has made first team all NBA since his second season in the NBA?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, he's the second best player.
Was LeBron like that too? First team All NBA?
I think by his third year, he was first team NBA, I believe. When they went and got swept by, was it swept by Boston? He lost to somebody like in game 4, he played really poorly. I believe that year he was first team.
That could have been Boston.
I think it was Boston, and like people were calling him a choke or whatever. I think it was actually in 6 games, not 4.
I could be wrong.
But I'm pretty sure by his third year.
Yeah.
But remember who Luka is. Luka is a guy at 17. Play on a world championship team.
That's true.
Against grown-ass men.
That's true.
Then he comes to the league, and within a year in the league, he's one of the top 5 to 7 players. And now, at 25, he's legitimately the second best player.
The scary thing is, he said, is actually easier because the European ball is different.
Yeah, and the lane, there's so many different rules. And the ball's up on the rim and it's bouncing around. Somebody knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot. By the way, Wembanyama's wingspan is 8 feet.
8 feet.
Just 8 feet, yeah. So he's 7'3" and 3.5 inches is what they have barefoot.
Man.
And his wingspan was measured at 8'4".
He got to be the most gifted to me, though. If you think about it.
He is incredibly gifted. The fact that he can shoot the three.
Handle.
That he can block your three. And he worked on, you know how he learned how to get a great handle, right? He watched Pistol Pete videos.
Okay.
And he would bend over and he wouldn't stand up. And he would do all that stuff that Pistol Pete would do at 7 foot something.
Dang.
Which is incredible to think about. That's why his handle's so good.
Hey, this
part of dedication too.
This is probably like under the radar in news, but there's supposed to be like a 6'8", 12-year-old playing pro ball.
I saw the guy who was. I saw the video.
He ain't 12.
And the guy goes, and he's 12.
He's not.
And I was
12.
like,
but then I seen something on TikTok. Another Nigerian was like, "This is the epitome of my people." You know, lying about their age and da-da-da. But I'm like, man, he don't look 12. I don't even think he looks 16.
Taco Fall. Remember Taco Fall?
Yeah, I do.
He had an
UCF.
He had an 8'2" wingspan.
Man.
He was Manute Bol had
7'7".
8 feet 6 inch wingspan.
Manute Bol.
Kevin McHale at 6'11" had an 8 foot wingspan. Those are some of the longest ones ever measured in the NBA.
It just puts in perspective why these guys are like scouted pros.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
And you know what happened? Like, we used to always joke, knuckle draggers. Their arms are so long, they're dragging them on the floor.
Kawhi Leonard hands are...
just nines or something like that, yeah. Well, like, you know, the biggest hands I've seen is, the wide receiver is with the Cardinals now. Used to be with Tennessee.
You mean to tell me his hands are bigger than Kawhi Leonard's?
Yeah, this
DeAndre?
was DeAndre Hopkins had like wore size 10 gloves.
God.
Or 11 gloves. It was something. It was extra large.
Dang.
So they couldn't, and to the point where when he was in college, he had to cut them because he couldn't find them to fit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which is nuts to think about. But again, we appreciate Jackson McAndrew for joining us as always. Of course, we give shouts out to everybody who is in here. Yeah. Today it's Mac Pittman. It's Mac. Mac is here. the Elvis is not in the building, right? He's in Cameroon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Timbuktu.
I forgot he left.
He's not around. That's cold-blooded. You say
Enjoy
he
yourself,
left.
Fam.
And then of course we got Meg getting us food and everybody putting the show together, and of course our executive producer Phil McClain. And we want to thank our presenting sponsor as well, Bud Light. Whether you're hanging out at the Let It Fly Sports Bar, you're hanging out in
College World Series coming up.
You're around the corner at the College World Series. You're hanging out at Josh's house. You're in somebody's basement. Whatever.
Yep.
It's the place to go. Watch some basketball. Watch a little bit of football. Easy drinking. Easy buckets throughout Nebraska. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. And of course, go to our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, follow. So every time a new one drops, it pops right up in your feed. Makes it real easy for you if you listen to it.
We've been having some cool guests.
I think so. I
think 1 year into it.
Yeah.
Everybody doing something.
Go back and you look. If you want to hear Kevin Kugler, go back and do that.
Mike Miller.
Mike Miller was great back in the day. We had Joey Hauser, which was kind of cool. Yeah. And by the way, Joey Hauser, brother, playing for the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals.
For sure.
Which, of course, is starting just in a couple of minutes as we tape on a Thursday. Josh, take us away.
Hey, Josh Jones here with my boy Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.